All right, let's just dive right into this explainer and tackle what is honestly one of the most frustrating roadblocks you can hit on your PC. You know the feeling, right? You sit down, you're ready to work, or maybe you're just kick back and relax, and boom. Your system throws this massive, cryptic wall of text at you. Well, today, we are conquering Windows Update error 0x80070002 once and for all. Look, we completely understand that sinking feeling, that tech anxiety when your system just flat out refuses to update, especially when you're literally just trying to get a project done or jump into a brand new game. You're just sitting there watching that progress bar completely freeze, or even worse, it fails and rolls all the way back. It's like your computer is hopelessly stuck in the mud. But hey, don't worry, and trust me, this is highly, highly fixable. So, we're going to use an escalation ladder approach today. Step 1, decoding the error. Step 2, the quick and easy fixes. Step 3, resetting the update engine. Step 4, advanced system repairs. And finally, Step 5, the manual override. Okay, let's kick things off with part 1, decoding error 0x80070002. What does it actually mean? Because, knowing your enemy is half the battle, right? First off, take a deep breath, because your computer isn't dead. It's simply missing a temporary file, or maybe it's just suffering from a slightly misconfigured setting. Think of it like this. Windows is reaching into a folder, completely expecting to find a specific puzzle piece to finish the update, and the piece just isn't there, or maybe it's damaged. That is literally all this error code is telling us. It's just Windows waving a flag saying, hey, I can't find what I need to proceed here. All right, part 2. The quick and easy fixes. Now that we know the symptom, let's step onto the very first rung of our troubleshooting ladder with some rapid-fire triage. These are the super simple things you should check before you type a single line of code. The crucial point here is that a completely full hard drive, an interfering USB dock, or even a clock that's just slightly off can totally invalidate the cryptographic checks required for an update. Crazy, right? So make sure you have at least 16 to 20 gigabytes of free space so the files can actually unpack. Unplug any extra USB hardware to prevent any weird driver confusion, and this is the most surprising one. Go to your time and language settings and hit Sync Now. Windows uses really strict timestamps to validate security certificates, so if your clock is off even by a little bit, the update gets rejected instantly. No way around it. Now, before we actually get our hands dirty, we always want to let the built-in automated troubleshooter take a crack at it. Microsoft built this tool specifically to restart stalled services and clear out minor blockages. It's super easy. Just head into your system settings, run the Windows Update Troubleshooter, and let it do a quick diagnostic sweep. If it gives you the green light, go ahead and try updating again. Easy peasy. Moving right along to part 3, resetting the update engine. If that automated troubleshooter didn't do the trick, it's time to step up to rung 2. We're going to manually treat the root cause of those corrupted caches. Think of the software distribution folder kind of like a waiting room for your updates. If it is completely full of broken files, well, we need to clear it out so Windows can actually download a fresh copy. When a download gets interrupted, say your Wi-Fi just drops for a split second, a half-finished, totally corrupted file gets trapped in this waiting room and it clogs up the whole system. We just need to sweep it clean. To do that, we use the command line to safely rename these folders, which actually forces Windows to generate brand new, completely uncorrupted folders the very next time it checks for an update. Here's the drill. First, open the command prompt as an administrator. You're going to tell the update services to pause using the netstop commands for WAUserv, crypto-svc, bits, and MSI server. Then you literally just rename the software distribution and catroot2 folders by adding .old right to the end of them. Finally, you restart those services. Windows wakes up, realizes its waiting rooms are quote-unquote gone, and just builds fresh, clean ones entirely from scratch. It is an incredibly effective reset. Okay, part 4, advanced system repairs. We are officially moving up the ladder now, but before we do anything else, we have to establish a really important ground rule. Please take a moment to back up your data to an external drive or maybe OneDrive, because responsible digital hygiene is absolutely the most important step in any technical triage. We're about to ask Windows to scan and replace its own core operating files. And yeah, while these built-in tools are generally super safe, you never ever want to roll the dice with your important documents or family photos. Grab your keyboard and take your time typing these commands exactly as shown in the admin command prompt. Think of DISM, that's the Deployment Image Servicing and Management tool, as the master architect repairing the underlying blueprint of your system. Once that blueprint is fixed, SFC, the System File Checker, steps in as the builder, going through and replacing any broken bricks. It's a two-step dance. You absolutely must run DISM first, let it hit 100%, and then run SFC. Just let it do its thing. You know, what's really interesting is how these annoying tech errors always seem to get in the way of our actual real-world plans, which drives us to hunt down highly specific solutions. Take this Reddit user on the tech support subreddit, for example. They literally just wanted to play the Diablo 4 beta, but the game required the absolute latest Windows security patch, which of course kept throwing our favorite little error code. It perfectly highlights why we need to know these fixes, not just for system health, but so we can actually use our PCs for the fun stuff we want to do. Actually, in that exact same thread, a much deeper issue came to light. If you recently changed your motherboard from an older MBR boot style over to a modern UEFI setup, you might actually need to rebuild your boot configuration data. Basically, if you swapped out major hardware and just carried your old hard drive over, the physical layout of how Windows boots might be completely confusing the update engine. If that's you, you're looking at a deeper fix that requires booting from a recovery USB and using the boot rec tool to map things out correctly. Finally, Part 5, the manual override. If the automated pipeline is just completely unresponsive, we are going to climb to the very top rung of the ladder and take total control. Bypassing the Windows Update tool entirely and manually installing the security patch straight from the catalog is a highly effective 100% Microsoft-approved workaround. Look, if the updater app is broken, just ignore it. Go to your update history, write down the failed KB number, that stands for knowledge base, by the way, and type that into the Microsoft Update catalog website. You just download the standalone file, double-click it, and force the installation yourself. Just make absolutely sure you grab the right version for your processor, whether that's ARM64 or x64. Now, as an absolute last resort for those incredibly stubborn, persistent retry failures, you can carefully, and I mean carefully, back up and adjust the update registry keys. Sometimes Windows logs way too many failed attempts and just permanently locks the door on trying again. It gets trapped in a loop. By navigating to the Windows Update UX settings in the registry editor, you can actually reset the flight settings max attempt count back to a lower number. This essentially gives the update engine permission to just try one more time. It breaks the infinite loop. Fixing error 0x80070002 is a genuinely great victory. But let this whole ordeal be the wake-up call that prompts you to prioritize a regular, reliable backup routine going forward. We just climbed the whole troubleshooting ladder together, from clearing out a little hard drive space all the way up to commanding complex system file rebuilds. You now have the complete blueprint to get your system updated and totally secure. But I want to leave you with this one thought. Technical failures are pretty much inevitable. The only difference between a minor annoyance and a total, catastrophic disaster is a good backup. So ask yourself, when was the last time you actually backed up your hard drive? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, happy troubleshooting.